Over the past decade, online learning has transformed from a niche experiment into a mainstream pillar of global education. It refers to the delivery of educational content digitally via the internet through platforms and apps. Formats include massive open online courses, MOOCs, virtual classrooms, video lectures, and interactive assessments. Early leaders like Coursera, edX, and Udacity pioneered this space starting around 2012-2013, making quality education accessible globally. By 2014, online learning was still seen as experimental, but it laid the groundwork for massive future growth. Between 2014 and 2016, the first major growth wave arrived. Coursera's learner base surged from 5 million in 2013 to 17 million by 2015, while edX crossed 5 million learners by 2015. Over 400 universities worldwide had begun offering MOOCs. The global e-learning market was valued at approximately $165 billion in 2014. However, early challenges included very low completion rates, around 10%, minimal employer recognition, and the absence of credit transfers, which limited their formal educational value despite massive enrollments. From 2016 to 2019, the industry diversified and adopted monetization strategies. Platforms introduced paid microcredentials, specializations, and nano-degrees, while universities began integrating online and offline modes through learning management systems such as Moodle, Blackboard, and Canvas. Corporate e-learning also expanded rapidly as organizations adopted digital training to save costs and increase flexibility. By 2019, the global e-learning market had crossed $200 billion. Interactive elements like peer-graded assignments, forums, and quizzes improved engagement, moving online learning from passive content consumption toward active participation. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020-2021 caused an unprecedented surge in online learning adoption. With schools closed in over 190 countries, UNESCO estimated that 1.6 billion learners were affected globally. Video conferencing platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and Google Meet became indispensable overnight. Coursera alone gained 20 million new learners in 2020. Global educational technology investment spiked from $7 billion in 2019 to over $16 billion in 2020. This period normalized online learning as a legitimate and essential mode of education worldwide. From 2022 to 2023, the industry entered a consolidation phase where online learning became fully mainstream. Hybrid and blended models became standard in schools and universities. Major universities such as University of London and Arizona State University began offering complete online degree programs with growing credibility. Coursera's user base reached 124 million by 2023, and total MOOC users surpassed 250 million. Corporate adoption became nearly universal, with more than 90% of Fortune 500 companies using LMS platforms for employee training. Online certifications became widely recognized by employers, further driving adoption. Technological advancements also played a major role in this evolution. Artificial intelligence enabled adaptive learning paths, automated grading, and AI-based tutors and chatbots. Virtual reality and augmented reality introduced immersive simulations, virtual labs, and 3D classrooms. Mobile-first platforms and microlearning apps improved accessibility, while gamification techniques boosted learner engagement and retention. Advanced analytics tools began tracking learner behavior, predicting dropouts, and enhancing performance monitoring, making online education more effective and personalized. The statistical growth during this decade has been remarkable. The global e-learning market size rose from $165 billion in 2014 to over $399 billion projected in 2024. MOOC users jumped from fewer than 20 million to more than 250 million. Average course completion rates improved from about 10% to 30–40%, and corporate e-learning adoption grew from about 30% of companies to over 90% of large firms. Annual EdTech funding, once just $2–3 billion, now exceeds $20 billion. These figures reflect the scale and maturity online learning has achieved. Looking ahead, the future of online learning points toward even more personalization and integration. AI tutors will offer real-time adaptive guidance, while blockchain will secure digital credentials and transcripts. Online learning will become increasingly embedded in workplace cultures, supporting lifelong learning and continuous skill development. Governments are expected to fund and accredit more online degree programs. According to Statista, the market is projected to surpass $600 billion by 2030, indicating that the momentum will continue. In conclusion, online learning has grown from a little trusted experiment to an essential part of global education and workforce training in just 10 years. Driven by technology, accelerated by the pandemic, and reinforced by corporate and institutional adoption, it is now central to how the world learns. The future of education will be hybrid, digital, and personalized, yet always centered on human learning needs.